school's out, blame corona, but I still got some science I could show ya. No class, no school, that's cool, throw the class on the YouTube. Even if they shut the school down, I'll get that knowledge anyway somehow. Real scholars won't stop for corona. Tune in for that science takeover.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to Mrs. Finney's science class. Thank you for tuning in. Shout out, as always, to the HB Warriors, to all of our subscribers, and to all of our visitors. Thank you for tuning in from your home to my home. Let's learn science. So yesterday we were here talking about bacterial cells, right? We started our new lesson, lesson 7, and that is in our TCI curriculum program called Cells and Genetics. Lesson 7 is titled Parts of a Cell. Yesterday we were in section 1, which talked about bacterial cells. If you missed that lesson, make sure you go back and check it out. All right. Today we're in section 2, talking about animal cells. Animal cells. So the learning objective is I can explain the function of the organelles in an animal cell. So let's get into that. Before we get in there, I want you to understand that there are some parts that we already covered, and because those 4 parts that we talked about yesterday are in every type of cell, do you remember what those 4 parts are? Well, let's take a look. We need a quick flashback. Maybe. All right. So we looked at our bacterial cell wrap yesterday, and bacterial cells have those 4 main parts. What are those 4 main parts? They're on the board. All right, so in the wrap, it told us about those 4 parts, which we need to know because those are also inside of animal cells. And today we're getting to the other parts that are in animal cells, but not in bacterial cells. So let's have a flashback very quickly through this wrap. Here we go. Bacterial cells have a cell membrane, ribosome, cytoplasm, and DNA. Each part has a function in the cell that is true. Let's take some time and talk about what they do. Now, the cell membrane, it protects so well. Decide what goes in and out of the cell. It does a job like a bouncer or security. This property is called selective permeability. Now, the DNA is a substance that gives the cell its instructions. It tells the rest of the cells who's in charge and make sure they do the job like a boss. Ribosomes are really small and make the protein. Something organism structure is going to need. Cytoplasm is the gel that fills the space where many cell processes take place. Bacterial cells have a cell membrane. Ribosome, cytoplasm, and DNA. Bacterial cells have a cell membrane. Ribosome, cytoplasm, and DNA. So let's keep in mind those 4 parts. They are also part of animal cells. Let's look at today's lesson. Today's lesson is section 2, animal cells. And at the top of the reading, it says, there are many different kinds of animal, from sponges to worms to humans, and they are all multicellular. Not all animal cells are identical, but they have a surprising amount in common with one another. How are your cells like the cells of a worm? Let's see. In addition to the basic parts that we just discussed, many types of cells, including animal cells, have additional parts. Organelles are membrane-enclosed structures in a cell that perform a certain function for the cell. Like walls separating different rooms in a house, an organelle's membrane separates it from the other parts of the cell. This allows the cell to carry out specific functions in separate areas at the same time. All right, let's talk about the first one. The nucleus stores DNA. The cells of multicellular organisms have a nucleus. How many of you have heard of the word nucleus before? Nod your head. You probably heard that term before. Nucleus is a large organelle that contains the cell's DNA. If you think of a cell as being similar to a factory, the nucleus is like the main office where all the instructions for running the factory are stored. Main office. Think of the main office of a school. All the information about the students, the staff, parents, any important people that need to come into the school and provide services will be in the main office. All right. So you want to think of the nucleus as the main office. All right. There we are, right. The nucleus has its own membrane that regulates what enters and exits the nucleus, and it helps protect the DNA. This is like the factory's main office has a locked door and only lets in people with a key. All of a multicellular organism's cells have the exact same copy of DNA in their nucleus. The difference between a skin cell and a neuron is which instructions on the DNA it reads and when. Okay, so they have all the same information, just depending on where the cell exists, which information will be read. All right, and when. Here's a picture. Right now we're focused on the nucleus, so here's a picture of the nucleus. Okay. All right, let's look at the next one. Mitochondria. Release energy. All cells on the organelles in them need energy to perform their functions. Mitochondria are organelles that convert energy and nutrients into usable energy. They're converting the energy to usable energy. I'm making this energy usable because I'm the mitochondria. I'm making this energy usable. I'm the mitochondria. Kick it. I'm making this energy usable because I'm the mitochondria. See? You're supposed to tune in. I hope you tuned in. Did you say it at home? Did you say it? Okay. All right. Thank you. Round of applause. I think we just got a type of standing ovation. Nice job. All right. Anyway, so whether an organism eats food or makes its own, its cells must get energy from the nutrients. Cells that need a lot of energy, such as muscle cells. So you have muscles? Let's see those biceps. See what you got going on there. All right, here we go. Have many mitochondria. Like a factory's power plant, mitochondria provide energy to run a cell. All right, so right now, we want to look at mitochondria as the place that converts energy and nutrients into usable energy. All right, here we go. See these two locations right here in purple? It's a visual of the mitochondria in a cell. All right, I want you to just tell me in your own words, what does this do? What does it do? It converts what? To what kind of energy? Did you say usable energy? I knew you. See? All these smart people in this class. I love it. I love it. All right, flashback. What about the nucleus? What does the nucleus do? All right. Need a little flashback. Here we go. Stores DNA. All right. There we go. Keep that in mind. All right. So we have the nucleus storing the DNA, and we have the mitochondria converting energy and nutrients into usable energy. Have it? All right. Moving on. Next one. So if organelles transport materials, one of the functions of a cell is to make new parts and transport them where they are needed. Like a factory, a cell takes in materials from the environment and produces products. In the same way that a factory might spin cotton yarn to make t-shirts. A cell makes proteins and other substances that will be assembled into structures. After the products are made, some of the cell's organelles work together like a factory shipping room to sort, package, and transport materials. All right, pay attention. Here is the next one. The endoplasmic reticulum, also called ER, is an organelle where some cell parts are made. It is important for transporting materials from one part of the cell to another. Let's take that back. Endoplasmic reticulum, also known as ER, you may hear it called ER, is an organelle where some cell parts are made. It is important for transporting materials from one part of the cell to another. Let's take a look at this image. Okay, check out this endoplasmic reticulum right here. All right, and it's transporting information. All right, materials. Got it? So let's look. Animal cells contain many kinds of organelles that are not found in bacterial cells. All right, we're noticing that. The endoplasmic reticulum, we didn't get to Golgi apparatus yet, and lysosome are 3 examples. These organelles help a cell make and transport materials as well as remove waste. So this one, endoplasmic reticulum, is responsible for transporting what? Material. Look at you. See, we have some things going on, making progress. All right, here we go. As you can see in figure 2b, the ER looks like a system of flattened tubes that is often found surrounding the nucleus. Some of the ER is covered with ribosomes. We talked about them yesterday. Ribosomes on the ER assemble a protein, and then the protein enters the tube of the ER. Small pieces of ER break off and wrap the protein to form a package, which is sent through the ER to another organelle called the Golgi Apparatus. All right, let's talk about that one. The Golgi Apparatus looks like a stack of pancakes. Do you like pancakes? I love pancakes. My husband makes some really good pancakes. Call them Mr. James Famous pancakes. They're so delicious. Moving back. Come on back. See? The Golgi Apparatus looks like a stack of pancakes. It receives the small proteins from the ER and assembles them into larger, more complex proteins. Then it either stores the large proteins or packages them for shipping to a specific part of a cell, to the cell membrane or out of the cell. Okay? So the Golgi apparatus has a big job. It either stores the large protein or packages them for shipping to a specific part of a cell, to the cell membrane, or out of the cell. Now let's take a look at the Golgi apparatus receiving information from the endoplasmic reticulum. Here we go. All right, you see that right here? It's in green, Golgi apparatus. All right, the next one we want to look at will be the lysosome. Okay, keep going. Organelles store materials and remove waste. So like many factories, cells take in large amount of materials and store them to be used gradually. What is used for making products eventually becomes waste and needs to be removed. Okay, just like the digestive system, have a process to get that waste out. All right, we need to make sure we get the waste out of the cells. What do cells do with waste? Organelles that store materials are called vacuoles, and organelles that break down waste are called lysosomes. Vacuoles are like the storage room of a factory, while lysosomes are like the trash and recycling collection area. Lysosomes contain chemicals that break down large particles of waste into smaller particles to be recycled. See, even cells recycle. So, you know, we as people, right, we should also recycle because even our cells recycle. I mean, come on. Let's think about it. You know what I mean? Just saying. Both organelles have a membrane that keeps the components inside the organelle away from the rest of the cells. These are usually considered to be different organelles, but there is some data that they might be the same in certain animal cells. All right? So we have some new parts that we need to include when we're talking about animal cells, okay? So we know that they have the 4 parts that all cells have, which are what? Ribosome, cytoplasm, DNA, cell membrane, right? We have those definitely. And today we added more information because we're talking about animal cells. So not only those 4, but we also have the nucleus, which stores DNA in animal cells, okay? We also have the mitochondria, which converts energy and nutrients into usable energy, all right? And then we have organelles that are used to transport the materials. So we're looking at the endoplasmic reticulum, okay? It is important for transporting materials from one part of the cell to another. And then we're looking at the Golgi Apparatus, which receives the small proteins from the ER and assembles them into larger, more complex proteins, all right? And then finally, we're looking at lysosomes. They are the pieces that you want to think of them as breaking down the waste, kind of like the trash can recycling bins of the cell, okay? All right, so let's take a look at those images again. Make sure you know what they look like. Okay, here we would have the nucleus. This will be our mitochondria, okay? Creating our usable energy. And again, the nucleus does what? Stores the DNA. And then over here, we will have the endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi Apparatus, okay, receiving the information from the endoplasmic reticulum, okay? And then we have the lysosome. All right, those are our parts for today, for our animal cells, okay? Let's take a look at our check for understanding just to see what you know. Let's show what you know. Show what you know. All right, here's a picture of an animal cell. Check this out. It says, not all animal cells are identical, but they have many organelles in common with one another. The largest structure inside an animal cell is generally the... What do you want to pick? Based off of what you saw, which one do you think is the largest? You want to go with nucleus? Okay. It contains the cells what? What's inside of the nucleus? Yes, you are so smart. Stores the DNA. The organelle that provides the energy to run a cell is called the... Come on now. This one? This one? This one? You sure? Are you sure about that? Okay. All right, we can go with that one. And we check our answers and we are correct. Good job. Nice work. Nice work. Okay, so that was just a quick check for understanding. Let's look here. In your TCI program, Lesson 7, Section 2. All right, you have these questions. Where is the DNA located in an animal cell? I know you know this. Please restate the question. Complete sentence. Okay? How is this different than in a bacterial cell? All right, well, let's check. Let's check. All right, here we go. It says DNA is located in the nucleus of an animal cell. A bacterial cell does not have any organelles, so the bacterial cell's DNA is in the cytoplasm of the cell. Hopefully you have that. Jot it down in your TCI program. All right, next question. How do the endoplasmic reticulum, the Golgi apparatus, and ribosomes work together? Teamwork. What's your answer? I mean, we're just talking, general conversation. What do you think? How do they work together? Okay. All right. I like that. Okay. So some ribosomes are attached to the endoplasmic reticulum. These ribosomes make proteins that then get packaged by the endoplasmic reticulum and sent to the Golgi apparatus. The Golgi apparatus further modifies the proteins and then stores them or ships them out to other parts of the cell or out of the cell. Golgi apparatus has a few different decisions to make, right? Make sure you have this written down. Make this a little smaller so you can see. All right, last question here. I know you know this answer. Where are waste materials broken down in an animal cell? Where? Please put that in a complete sentence. That's so smart. Oh my gosh, here we go. Waste materials are broken down inside of lysosomes in an animal cell. Good job, nice work. Yes, 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 yes. Let's see, high five. On three, same time. 1, 2, 3. Yes, good job, like it. All right, let's move on. So we are done here. We want to close out with our outro. Yes, 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 let's get it. It's been fun. It's been real. We break it down and pick up science skills. Give yourself 2 claps for tuning in. Come back me tomorrow. We can learn again. Oh, it's been fun. It's been real. We break it down and pick up science skills. Give yourself 2 claps just for tuning in. Come back me tomorrow. We can learn again. I'll see you on Wednesday. Peace.